Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. The lockdown plays out differently for different people in India. In many ways, there are people whose stories are not even getting told. One such example is the story of Para-Badminton player Manasi Joshi. She's been a world champion, a gold medalist, won innumerable awards, and she's somebody who's been playing badminton since she was 6 years old, but she of course lost the use of one leg in an accident, and hence she's an ace shuttler but a para-badminton player. And she shone a light on how the lockdown has not factored in the needs of our disabled, or rather our specially abled people. Manasi is with us on the program now. Manasi, I know that when I read your tweet, in a way I was ashamed that as a journalist I hadn't thought about this issue. And in some ways I think that's the point you're making, that this is a group of people, millions of Indians, who have not been thought about in this lockdown when they go out to buy essential goods. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience?
Hello, Ms. Barkha. I'm really happy to be on this call. I think I cannot see you right now. But yeah, I mean, a few days back I went out for shopping, and I realized that the mindset of people is really different in this time of need, like in this time of hour especially. I'm really annoyed, or I'm not happy with what is happening currently, and how we all are treating other people, especially in this time of uncertainty.
Can you share an example of what happened? Did somebody say something mean? Did they not help you? What exactly happened?
It's not like helping. I have had some amazing people around me, and my family is also super supportive. So what we do is, we are 3 siblings, so we take out our turns to go out and buy essentials. So this time I had to go, and my brother was driving me. At that time, and the locality where I live is also a place where people are very friendly and kind. What happened was, I went that day to my supermarket, and we were all given few coupons, not coupons, I can say token number to enter into the supermarket. But the thing is, because at the supermarket they're allowing only 5 people at a time for the shopping, which is, I think, a great idea, and I think it should be implemented at all the supermarkets in and around India. But the only thing was that my number was around 18 or 19. I was 18th or 19th in the queue, and it was not like, people around in my locality, they know me, and I was out with my shorts where my disability was pretty visible, and still I felt that people, I don't expect people to give up their token number to allow me inside the supermarket. I just wished the supermarket authorities would have been kind enough to just let me in, saying, okay, why do you want to stand in the queue? Everybody around me were like, you sit on the benches and all that. I did not want to get any type of contamination. Why to touch, or why to sit somewhere where you can just stand? So at the end of the day, I waited around for 15 to 20 minutes in the line, which I think is unnecessary, because I remember I just went out from my house so that I could actually access to the essential goods and services. So also when I went for vegetable shopping, people are not maintaining social distancing. That's what I realized. People are pushing each other कि भैया धनिया दे दो, ये दे दो, वो दे दो, अरे भाई हमें भी खरीदना है. So I felt like we have to treat or give priority when we are out, especially to our people with disabilities and senior citizens who are out just to do the basic shopping.
Can you talk a little bit about why a disabled person would feel that much more vulnerable? Because as you said, when you were waiting in that supermarket shopping line, like normally you could have gone and sat on a bench and just waited your turn. But this time, because of the coronavirus, you did not want to do that. So actually you're saying that a disabled person would have had to stand, and nobody would have given her or him a faster place in the queue, and that's really sad.
Correct, because I did not want to get contaminated, and I think many people who are very cautious, and I know that life as a person with disability is difficult, and people who actually really require to go out, they only go out. So when I tweeted about it, you should see the reply that I've got. People are saying you should have taken help from your family and friends. People are saying you should have called up the police. They would have come and delivered to your place. So the place where I live, there is no such service as delivery by the supermarket, and I do not want to go, call police for simple shopping things, right? So I think all I wanted was people being considerate, nothing else. People having a kind heart, especially in this time of need. So I have always talked about this thing that people are kind when they have they have proper circumstances, but once the circumstance change, people think about themselves first. But in this time of our need, we realize that how difficult it is, especially for people with disability to go out and do some essential shopping. And I'm just talking about myself, but I cannot imagine the condition of people who read Braille, who have to touch a surface and have a very high chances of contamination by touching the surface to understand the basic things that we can actually, give access to. So I feel that, especially in this time of a pandemic, where touching a surface is a problem, we can actually realize what is the true mindset of people, and this is which needs to change. We know that urban India is growing, people are becoming more and more, people are understanding the needs of people with different and special needs. But I think now is the time to show how much everybody cares.
That's what I was going to ask you, that, you at least had somebody who could drive you to the supermarket. There might be people with disabilities who live alone. There might be people with disabilities who do not have a private mode of transport. There might be people, as you said, who cannot see, who rely on Braille, who have to touch a surface. So in a way, and there might be people who are just very poor and disabled. So I think in a way, the larger point you're making is that disabled people or people with disabilities have been not factored in a way of feeling invisible right now.
Maybe we can say that, but I'm not saying that, people are not unkind or people are selfish. I'm just saying that first, everybody else's need is taken into consideration and then ours. I really don't want people to come and tell me, I will go and get things for you, or you just pay me and I'll get stuff. I just want, when I go out, I have to have a little bit of priority, especially in this time. I don't ask for priority. I stand in a line, even if it's for a metro ticket that I have to buy or a Mumbai local ticket that I have to buy, because I know that everybody has their own problems and everybody wants to buy a ticket for themselves. But especially in this time when I don't want to touch a surface, or where where I'm scared that what will happen if I catch a corona, or I develop some COVID symptoms. I don't know how accessible will my the testing centers will be, or how accessible the service that is going to be provided to me will be. So I, in this time, have to be more careful than everybody else. And in this time, me and we people as disabilities, we require more empathy from people around us.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And you made a very important point about testing centers, about hospitals, about how people with disabilities, special needs will actually get there if they have to. What will they do if they don't have family support? One last question, Manasi, to you. And that is, what would you like people in general to understand? Because I think people don't understand how important it is to people with special needs, with disabilities, especially able people, to be self-reliant. You want to be self-reliant. You're not asking for favors. You're not asking for caste treatment, but you do not want policy to be literally blind to you.
See, the policies for people with disabilities are in place. That's what I have been following the current COVID situation and how Department of Disabilities is dealing with. The guidelines that have come up are up to the mark, I think, and they have made sure, the guidelines actually have made sure that people with disabilities should not be discriminated anywhere. They should be given good prior relief. As per the Disaster Management Act, people with disabilities are the first people to be should be evacuated in any time if the need comes. Which is also going to be the responsibility of the Department of Disabilities Commissioner. But the problem is not it's not the government or the policies. The problem is how the whole society looks upon us. If you consider Bangalore, people in two-wheelers and four-wheelers, their vehicles are confiscated because they are saying just go walk and go for grocery shopping. So this is like people with disabilities are dependent on their vehicles. And this time I would really request people to be more kind, more considerate, more empathetic. And I wish that the perceptions around disability change with time. And in this time where we see so much of social distancing, I wish that, people at this time, we call upon people who require our help. We ask them what is, if you require something, not only people with disabilities, and I'm talking about all the vulnerable classes of the society, actually, the poor, the disabled, the senior citizens, and everyone around us.
Yeah. Well, you're a champion at badminton, and I think you're a champion for what you've just said. You've made a very important point that all of us in the media have actually ignored. So I thank you for drawing our attention to it. And I do ask all people to show more empathy and kindness and sensitivity, as you said. Manasi, we hope you have a better experience when you go out the next time. And thank you for highlighting this very, very important cause.
Thank you so much. And I hope through your words, we can highlight the point that, let us be more empathetic and kind for everyone.